leaving children paralyzed, but researchers have no idea how this virus is even spread.
There are 22 cases of acute flaccid myelitis in the United States right now. At least one case has been diagnosed in Jacksonville in the last few years.
Caitlin Ross was briefed by the CDC on this virus. Caitlin, what do parents need to know and how frightening is it?
This is very scary, Jeff. This virus almost exclusively attacks kids. 90% of the reported cases are in children under the age of 18. The average age of a patient, just 4 years old. It's incredibly rare. Although there's a lot of talk about the virus, there's only about a 1 in a million chance of your kid catching it. But it is serious. At the first sign of your child losing feeling in their arms or legs, you need to see the doctor right away.
His legs hurt and I can't walk, Mommy, please carry me.
Just 24 hours after Jack Greger told his mom his legs hurt, he was rushed to the ER in Jacksonville, Florida.
And we ended up being there for 7 weeks in the PICU. Been on a ventilator ever since.
His mom, Jennifer, says the rare disease changed everything for her son when he was diagnosed in 2016. Since then, hundreds of kids across the U.S. have gotten sick, and no one knows why. In a national conference call today, doctors with the CDC say they don't know what causes it. And in the hundreds of cases they've studied, they've not found one common factor.
There is a lot we don't know about AFM. And I'm frustrated that despite all of our efforts, we haven't been able to identify the cause of this mystery illness.
Symptoms can include sudden limb weakness, drooping in the eyelids or face, trouble swallowing or slurred speech. In the worst case scenario, paralysis or death. This mom's advice: don't wait.
Within a few days, if your child starts saying, my leg hurts, my arm hurts, they start feeling tinglies in their arms, any weird sensation like that, take them to the doctor.
Caitlin, what can be most unnerving, unsettling is all the mystery surrounding this, all the things they can't tell us. So what do we do to try to protect children?
Well, that's the scary part, because they don't know what's causing it. They don't really know how to tell parents to protect their kids.
Has it been connected to any other viruses?
There have been a couple, so there's not one common virus that they've seen in every case of it, but they have seen West Nile virus lead to this, so they're saying make sure you use bug spray when you go outside. A lot of enterovirus, so good hand washing techniques, all of those are good. And then they also said make sure your kids are up to date on their vaccinations.
All right, and if there's any hint, just go ahead and check it out.
Exactly. Take them to the doctor right away, because the longer it goes untreated, the worse it gets.
All right, Caitlin, thanks.